All right, the ultimate guide to understanding shin splints, what they are, and how to correct them. If you're a runner, if you're a dancer, if you've increased your activity, you have definitely felt shin splints. What are shin splints?
Shin splints are known as medial tibia stress syndrome.
Now, what does that mean? That's inflammation of the muscles, the tendons, and the bones surrounding the tibia. The tibia is your main shin bone. In the lower leg, we have two bones. It's going to be the tibia and your fibula. Who are these common for? If you are a dancer, if you're a runner, if you just joined the military and you haven't done anything in your life and they're having you out there running around like a crazy man, you're going to get shin splints. If you've increased activity in running, if you're going from a couch to a 5K, you're probably going to have shin splints. Let's get into some of the symptoms. Some of your symptoms will include soreness, swelling, tenderness along the inside of your shin bone. Now, the pain could progress, could go away. The pain can subside, but it could also turn into a stress fracture, just a slight one. Let's get into some different exercises that you can do to help recover from shin splints. Or you learn a new term,
Medial tibia stress syndrome.
Let's go. For our first stretch, what we're going to be doing is stretching two different muscles. We have our gastroc, which is right here. We have the lateral gastrocnemius and the medial gastrocnemius. And underneath that, we have the soleus right here. It's a flat muscle deep under the gastroc. Boom! Look at those guys. Big old calves. First thing we're going to do is start stretching our gastrocnemius. What that is right here. We're going to be more straight. Get far enough back. Puts a little stress right here. Now, a simple thing to do when it's time to stretch your gastroc, come forward slightly, bend your knee. That's all we're doing. We're taking the gastrocnemius out of the equation because the gastrocnemius crosses your knee joint. And now we can stretch that soleus. That feels really good. You can go back and forth right here, back down. Now, it's important to do this after your run. You can also do it throughout the day. That's also going to help. Another way is to put your foot up on something. So right here, we can step back. Right here, we're bending that knee. We're getting our soleus. If we straighten it out, getting more gastrocnemius, right? Good stretch right there. Whew. Yikes. Then we can change it. Soleus right here. Gastroc right here. You can do 30, 45 seconds a few times a day, and that's going to be your first stretch. So we did the calf stretch, we did the soleus stretch. From here, we're going to build on the endurance of some of those muscles because running is a single leg exercise. We want to be strong in the single leg position. So this exercise is going to train all of those muscles in that single leg position. This is called the single leg woodpecker. All you're going to do, stand on one leg. Now you can do this barefoot, you could do it with your shoe on. Some people might prefer it barefoot because their shoe might be kind of big and fluffy and their foot might rock around in it. So give it a try both ways, see which way you like. All you're going to do is stand on one leg like a little woodpecker, and you're going to come forward and you're going to come backwards. Now, what you're going to feel, all your ankle muscles, you're going to have some glute firing, calves, everything. Try not to grip your toes too much into the ground. This is a little bit ridiculous. I feel everything. I feel it in my calves. You're going to feel it in that anterior tibialis where you feel those shin splints. Back and forth. Oh, this is harder than, you give it credit for. Stand up, give it a try. You're going to do several sets, several times a day. Next exercise is going to be the single leg kettlebell march. You're doing so many repetitions on the single leg while you're running. It's nice to get all of those muscles engaged and recruited. You're going to balance here, right here. You can do a little bit rocking back and forth like we did with the woodpecker. And then up. Rock back and forth a couple times and switch. Now you're going to feel this all over. And this is just a grade up from that woodpecker. Now, if you had a hard time doing the woodpecker, I would take your time with this, start light, and work up. This exercise, it's going to help kind of mobilize and stabilize opposing parts of the hip. All you're going to do is put this above your knee. We don't want it on the knee joint. We want it up above. You're going to push out, so externally rotate that knee. You're going to come and bring this up and around. Now you're going to go into a reverse lunge and come back up. Just like this. Keep this nice and externally rotated. Now, one thing that you don't want to do while doing this exercise is really lean to the side to get this up. We want to try and get this up with just using that leg. Try not to lean out to the side. Bring your knee up, come around, and back down. Give it a try. All right, since I'm not going to get back in this position of setting this up of how I need it, and having you guys laugh at me, we're gonna do it this way where I'm already set up. This is called the Swiss ball Captain Morgan, right? Captain Morgan got his leg up, he's got a drink, the captain. Now, with this, we want to come down and rotate our thoracic spine slightly as we come up. Move those arms. You're gonna feel this over here. You're also going to feel it back here. You got to balance on that single leg. This is definitely harder than it looks. This next exercise you're going to be doing is going to be dorsiflexion and inversion of the foot. Those are the actions of your anterior tibialis. That's going to be this muscle right up front right here. This little feller that causes you all that grief. Now, what you want to do is take a big step forward. You're going to be on your heel. You're going to have a lot of your weight stabilized, knee slightly bent. You're going to come down, eversion. You're going to invert and dorsiflex that foot. Nice and controlled right here. Remember, come down, toe in and up. This is not going to take too much to really feel that on that anterior tibialis. So you might have to take your time. I also want you to remember that this happened because we increased frequency too quick. For everything to calm down, you're probably going to have to decrease the amount of running, decrease the amount of dancing, decrease activity in that lower extremities for a little while. Now, I'm not saying completely stop. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to keep activity level up, but just not as high so we don't run into that problem again. Strengthen everything up, stretch everything out, get that single leg moving, and then you can go back to dancing, running, whatever you want to do. All right, tune in next time.
Hey, y'all, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed what you saw, throw me a like down there. Leave me a comment if you have more questions. And subscribe. Helps me out, or don't. It's up to you. Free information. See you next time.